Mr. President, this is the second meeting of the Economic Committee of Cabinet, and as usual, we have packaged about 3 policies. The first policy being the decentralization policy, the second being the revised national policy on rural development, and the last but not least is the national policy on migration. This time around, if you look at your text, we have attempted to give some metrics that indicate the key issues or gaps that we are trying to address in some of these policies, especially those that are being revised. We tried to make sure that we also give you a matrix indicating the areas and how the different consultative processes have also ensued, including culminating into this very meeting today. We normally have a presentation through the smart board, and I want to believe that the honorable ministers will be assisted with the presentations on the smart board. As we do that, Mr. President, we've also provided a set here for you to visualize from this side. So without any further ado, I'll hand over to the President of the Republic of Botswana to give his keynote address. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very, very much, and good morning to all of you. We are here to reflect on ideas that have been placed before us, to assess, to engage, to scrutinize rigorously, and shape the future. We've defined as a country our true north. We understand this by now, I hope, intimately. We are ready to reflect on these policies and assess if they assist us move in the direction of that true north. It's important that we reflect very carefully on these policies, alive to the plane of reality on which these policies stand to be implemented. We also must, in the process of reflecting on these policies, anticipate as best we can the envisaged constitutional review. That constitutional review will examine for us the institutions that we have now, the functions that they entail, and the kind of country or republic that we hope will emerge from the constitutional review process. It's a very complex, very delicate, often very emotive process, that. And so when we look, for instance, at the institution of Buhosi, we will have to reflect very carefully on the dynamics, the historical context, engage in a serious conjunctural analysis, and determine where this institution will ultimately end. It seems to me, without being overly presumptive, that at the end of that constitutional review process, the very Ntuyari Khosi will take a totally different shape from what it currently looks like. that is a very weighty matter. And so in the context of decentralization, we're going to have to reflect on where we will ultimately place and collocate some of those institutions and how that institutional matrix will then serve the new constitutional order. We will have to take a look at these things. Land boards have come up as a pain point. We are going to have to reflect on these. The whole institutional repertory as it currently exists is going to have to be subjected to serious probing. And as I've said before, I say it again, I'll say it as many times as is necessary. Any and everything that doesn't justify its existence before the judgment seat of reason will give up that existence. Any institution that is surplus to requirements, that doesn't serve the unfolding order, will have to give up that existence. And we've got to face that reality, face it squarely, and understand the implications thereof. And so that is why this is a very involved process, one we must approach with due diffidence and seriousness, because it involves, in the ultimate instance, a re-engineering of society. We are going to have to reflect on how we do things. We're going to reflect on our own attitudinal instrumentalities, the baggage we carry from the past, whatever that past involves. And so I would encourage you to take this exercise very seriously and reflect honestly with a view to building a better country, a better society, one that is more empathetic, but one that doesn't fuel the dependency syndrome that seems to typify our present country and society. People operate from a standpoint of entitlement. Government must give this, government must give that. Everybody is looking for some dole out. This is an attitude we need to change. We need to reshape some of these paradigms, these mindsets, and bring our people to a point where they realize that they themselves are a resource, both to themselves and to the country. And so I will be happy to engage with you, to hear from yourselves different perspectives, different angles of vision on these matters, all the while open to other ideas, and ultimately to give hope to our people. The function of hope is to lay present realities open for future possibilities. That's what hope is. And at the end of exercises of this nature, our people must have hope in the future, hope in themselves, hope in their government. No political chit-chat, no political correctness. That doesn't work. No sacred cows. That doesn't work. We subject every institution, every practice to the most rigorous assessment and scrutiny. And so I believe that I am in the best company for that kind of exercise. Always looking for enrichment, nourishment. So I welcome all of you. I thank you for being here. I appreciate and applaud the great work that you've done thus far. There are some serious brains in this room. The weight of experience and knowledge is awesome. And we hope to tap into it and benefit from that well of wisdom, all of you collectively. So thank you very, very much. I'm happy to join you today. As you can see, I'm hoarse on the throat, spoken myself almost out of voice, banging heads with others in other settings and having fun at it. I hope to have as much fun here as I did yesterday and everywhere else. So thank you very, very much and welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Prematurity go twa gore ngwana o tshotswe pele ga nako. So ngwana ga tshotswe pele ga nako ga re bala dikgwedi tsa boimana. Gantsi batho ba bala ka dikgwedi ba re 9 months. Mme rona re bala ka dibeke, which is 42 weeks. So ha o tsana ko tleliniking o ile go ikwadisa, ba tla ba go neela date gore o ka nna wa nna motsetse ka dikae. So ga o belege pele ga nako ke ha ile gore o belege before 37 weeks di se di wele. So go belega pele ga nako go a harologana go na ba ile gore go bisa extreme